This video is part 3 to the series of permutation and combination videos. This one is about arranging the letters in words, okay, and that is a permutation part of it. And then we have a combination section coming up with some practical applicable questions. Okay, let's move into it. It says, in how many ways can the letters of the words be arranged? So the word love, we all need love in this time. Alright, if you look at it, none of the letters are repeated. So if none of the letters are repeated, the formula that we use is NPN. As we said, it's a permutation. Or N factorial, where N represents the number of letters in the word. Okay, so let's move into it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 letters there. So this would be 4P4, or this would just be 4 factorial, because there are 4 letters there. Let's see if both will give us the same answer. Okay, so this would be 4, and I hit math, come to PRB, come down to number 2, and then I hit 4, so it is 4P4, and that gives me 24. Or, what if I do this? 4 factorial. That is still giving me 24. Okay? So this is how you treat with arranging the letters of words when the letters are not repeated. If it is not repeated, then it is NPN or N factorial. Okay? Now let's check it out when letters are repeated. So when letters are repeated, our first move is to count how many letters are in the original word. So here we have the word commitment. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There are 10 letters, so that is 10 factorial. Now let's see how many letters are repeated. Any number of letters that is repeated is the factorial of the individual repeat of letters. Okay, so we have M repeating 1, 2, 3 times, so that would be 3 factorial. But M is not the only letter repeating. We also have T repeating 2 times, so that is times 2 factorial. And those are the only 2 letters repeating. Okay, now we could calculate this thing by hand. We could do it by hand as 10 factorial. That means we're counting backwards to 1, but we're timesing it. So it would be 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 divided by 3 factorial. 3 factorial, that is 3 times 2 times 1 times 2 factorial, that is 2 times 1. Okay, so this part could cancel this part, and 2 into itself goes 1, 2 into 4 goes 2. Okay, so what we would have is to find the product of these numbers here. So let's do that. I want you to see my screen, so let's do that. So this would be 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 2. Okay, and that would give us 302,400. Okay, we could also, if you have a calculator, you could put all of this in your calculator at once. So this is how you do it. You'd use your parentheses. So this parentheses 10 factorial. So I hit my math and I come to PRB, come down to factorial, and I close the parentheses there, divided by, open another parentheses, 3 factorial times 2 factorial, and I close the parentheses there, and that would still give me my 302,400 that I got here. Okay, so that's how you treat with words when the letters are repeated. Now let's do 2 more just for practice. We're looking at the word quarantine. The world is quarantined now due to COVID-19. Wow. Let's put our current situation to the test where math is concerned. So, quarantine. How many letters are in the word quarantine? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that would be 10 factorial. but we have some some letters repeating. So we have 1, 2, we have 2a, so that is divided by 2 factorial there, times, we also have, let's see which other letter repeating, we have n repeating 2 times, so that is times another 2 factorial, and those are the only 2 letters repeating. Okay, so this, we're just going to put it in our calculator, because you all know how to calculate by hand. So it would be parentheses 10 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 2 factorial. And that would give us 907,200. So this would equal to 907,200. Of course, you could go ahead and do it by hand, but for the sake of time, let's just continue. COVID. Let's see how many letters are in the word COVID. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 factorial there. But if you look at it, none of the letters are repeated. So because none is repeated, it is just 5 factorial, or you could say 5p5. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. 5 factorial. And that is 120. Okay? That is 120. Or of course, if you had used this here, it would be 5p5. And that would still give you 120. Okay? Now let's look at the combination part of it. Now it says choosing 5 movies to rent if you want a few science fiction and at least 2 western. The store has 8 westerns and 12 science fiction. Alright. Now the word at least, it means greater than or equal to. Okay? So if you want at least 2 western and there are 5 movies you're choosing, it means that it could be 2 western, which is the lowest number of western in the set, 2 western and 3 science fiction, that would still give you 5, or 3 western and 2 science fiction, that would still give you 5, or 4 western and 1 science fiction, that would still give you 5, or 5 western and 0 science fiction. Okay, so let's move into it. So that is why it's a combination. Okay, that's why it's a combination, because the order doesn't matter. So let's look at it. If we want 5 movies and 2 western, so but there are 8 westerns, so it would be 8C2. So it is this 2 western, and remember that and in your statistics class means multiply, and we have 12 science fiction, but from that 12 we need just 3. So these 2 numbers must always add to give you the total that you want here. So it is this option, or remember the word or means add. So we still have 8 western, but this time we're going to choose 3, and we still have 12 science fiction, but this time we're going to choose just 2. You see, we still have our 5. Okay? Or we have our 8 western. This time we're going to choose 4. And we still have our 12 science fiction, but this time we're just going to choose 1. We still have our 5. Okay? Or finally, we have our 8 western, but we're choosing 5 from it. Okay? And if we choose 5, then that would be we have our 12 science fiction and we're not choosing any. Okay? And this would be the possible ways. So let's work what this thing is. Alright. So we have we have 8C2, and that is 28 times 12 C3, and that is 220, plus we have 8 C3, and that is 56 times 12 C2, that is 66, plus 8 C4, and that is 70 times 12 C1, and that would give us 12. And finally 8C5 which is 56 times 12C0, which should be 1. So let's put it 12C0, and that is 1. Okay? So let's finish this thing up quickly. So 28 times 220. So 28 times 220, that would give us 6,160 plus 56 times 66, 56 times 66, that would give us 3,696 plus 70 times 12, 70 times 12, that would give us 840 plus 56 times 1, that is 56. So we add all of these now, that is our combination. So we have 6,160 plus 3,696 plus 840 plus 56. Okay, and that would be 10,752. That would be the number of possible ways you could make that selection. Okay, let's see if we can do the last one just for practice, but real quickly, just for the sake of time. Okay, all right. So here it says, in how many ways can you select a committee of 5 members if there should be at most 2 females? There are 7 males and 4 females to choose from. At most means less than or equal to. Okay, so the word at most. So again, there are 5 members that should be on it. Okay, we have 7 males, and it said at most 4 females. At most 2 females, I mean. Okay, so let's go with the females first. So if we have 4 females, we could have 4 females and the most there is, which is 2 times. So if there are 2, it must be 3 males now. There are 7 males, so it would be 7C3. So these 2 would still give us the 5, or we would have our 4 females, but we're now just choosing 1, and we would still have our 7 males, but we're choosing 4 instead. We still have our 5 members there. Or we have our 4 females, but we're not choosing any, and we have our 4 females, we're not choosing any, and our 7 males, and we're choosing all 5. Okay, so this would be the possible way for it to be made. So let's see what this thing is. So it is 4 C2, and that is 6 times 7 C3, which is 35, plus 4 C1, which is 4 times 7 C4, which is 35, plus 4C0, that is 1, times 7C5, 7C5, and that would be 21. So let's see what this thing works out to. So 6 times 35, that would be 210, plus 4 times 35, that would be 140, plus 1 times 21, that is 21. Okay, so it would be 210 plus 140 plus 21, and that would give us 371. That would be the possible ways. Have a fantastic day.